Well, the big day is finally here. Started this process back in November. I had the harebrained idea, and it's taken a lot of help of different folks making it all come together, but it's finally here. Our second annual Ottawa County Field Days. And it's, relatively speaking, it is a big event because it's a 2-day event. So I'm really hoping that people enjoy it. I think we have 42 registered. So very reasonable crowd. Definitely glad to see we got some numbers. I wouldn't have complained if we had a few more, but I'm definitely happy we're gonna have, if everybody shows up, even if everybody doesn't show up. If we have over 30, 35, that's gonna be a home run in my books. So we'll see how much content I'm able to capture. I don't guarantee I'm gonna capture a lot of content. I wanna experience what's going on without videoing per se, because it's hard to do both, to actually pay attention and watch and run a video at the same time. But when I can, I will. So we'll see what I get captured, and we'll see what we end up putting together with all this. So we'll see you in a few. Hey guys, it's Friday, so it's been 2 days since we wrapped up our field day / workshop with Jay Fuhrer and Candy Thomas. It was not to brag, but it was probably the best field day / workshop that I have been to, simply because it was 2 days. I didn't feel like we left anything on the table, simply because, yes, we were in a hurry at times, because it was okay. We had to go to 3 stops. It was hot, so definitely didn't want to keep people out in the field any longer than we had to. We had to get back to the building, but we looked at several different systems, or several different management styles. So we looked at a cover crop field that had not had cover crop. I don't think it had cover crop on that field before. Waco had an excellent stand on it. He's gonna be turning cattle out here sometime in the next several weeks or months, something like that. So hopefully we can get some video of that, and maybe we'll see what happens with that. It is his field. He was more than willing to put it in, and so I give him absolute kudos to that. He put it in May, so it was a full season crop. He forewent cash crop profits on it, but that was good. We had Jay out there. I don't think we done an infiltration. We did not do an infiltration test on that, but we did just kind of discuss the different species and the benefits of it, and how he would manage the grazing on it. We then went to the field that we grazed the sheep on for the field day last summer, and we done a couple infiltration rings on that. And the highlight of that was definitely the importance of carbon in the system, because you could go from the road where he had the extra residue from blowing over from the neighbors to where he did not have the extra residue, and the infiltration rate was surprisingly really well. I mean, I think it was under 3 minutes for the first 2 inches. So the total under 5 minutes, or maybe 6 minutes for the first 2 inches total. And then where he didn't have the extra residue, same management of the field, just residue versus non-residue. After 5 minutes, we quit timing it because we couldn't even get the first inch to infiltrate. So that was very interesting to see. And the residues disappeared. But we'll talk about that in a second. Then we went and looked at a native rangeland. Cade was more than gracious enough to take us out to what he didn't think was the best, but we ran infiltration on it. It was 2-some minutes. It was excellent. He had quite a bit of diversity out there. They're seeing species out there that you wouldn't think of seeing, and that is all just because of his management. So then to wrap up the afternoon, we done rainfall simulator. And then Jay gave a presentation on carbon, and then we asked Jay and Candy some questions. Yes, because Candy Thomas was there for the rainfall simulator, and just to give her bits of wisdom and perspective on different items. And so yeah, that was very interesting. I asked questions of Jay and Candy, and it was just something that it was neat to see, very neat to see. The next day, we went to see a long-term, since the early 90s no-till field, and you could tell it had very good infiltration rate, very good soil structure, and just comparing that to right across the road, a little bit shorter no-term field because it had been long-term conventional tillage with wheat on wheat on wheat, and time makes a difference. Management has an impact, and you could see it. And just then comparing that long-term no-till to the perennial in the railroad right-of-way. So that was interesting to see, and just getting the 3 side-by-side comparisons. They all look decent. I mean, even the shorter-term no-till that had been the long-term tillage, it had earthworms in it. So he's moving it in the right direction. And then we came and looked at the sheep out here. I wish I could have had a nice cover crop like Waco had to show everybody, but instead we have our feral cover crops, our crabgrass. But the saving grace of it all, for sure, was we had rain. We had 2 inches or more rain the Saturday before the field day, so it always helps. Made everything perk up, and so it was an honor to have Jay out on the field. It was an honor to have Jay in the county, without a doubt. The afternoon, Jay gave another presentation, talked about what they're doing at Minokan Farms. I cannot recommend you getting up to Minokan Farms enough. If you ever have a chance, get up there, take a look at what they're doing. And then Jay asked the field stops. So myself, Cade, Tom, and Waco asked us questions. I thought it'd be a good idea to have Jay ask our perspective on stuff. And he asked some deep questions. I don't want to say took me by surprise, but he definitely exceeded my expectation as far as just the conversation that we had, and it's just always good to get producer perspectives. And we all four had different perspectives. I think the biggest hashtag to take away from the whole thing is hashtag cover crops in Mexico. So thank you, Tom, for that. We're definitely going to have to get that on a t-shirt or a coffee mug or something, because that's a good one. Cover crops in Mexico. So yeah, can't say enough thank you for all the people that came out, all the people that helped made it possible, from Clay, Dickinson, and Ottawa County and Kansas Soil Health Alliance. Can't thank Jennifer enough. She answered my call initially, and then let me bug her about every other week or so on where we were moving as far as on the field day, getting stuff put together. So said big shout out to Kansas Soil Health Alliance, big shout out to the local businesses that put money up to help us put it on for free. So Bennington State Bank, Citizen State Bank, Delphus Co-op, Law Implement, the local Farm Bureau here in Minneapolis, and River Hill Seed. So thank you to those businesses. And then we got some grant money from KACD, and then from SARE, or we will as soon as we get expenses turned in. And yeah, it was just it was a great learning opportunity, great experience. Helping to run a field day is definitely a different experience than just going to a field day. You don't get to sit and just chat with other producers, other people that are there, and kind of talk about what's going on. But the bonus is that you get to spend a lot more time with Jay, I guess. So there's always a trade-off, but it was a once in a lifetime opportunity, without a doubt, to have Jay Fuhrer down here and his lovely wife Kathy. I look forward to seeing them in January at No Till on the Plains Winter Conference, so he will be there. And yeah, like I said, guys, it was a learning experience. We'll change some things maybe. It'll be different next year when we do it. Again, this was not me. I did not have to fork over a single dime to get this done. This was all through the Ottawa County Conservation District, Dickinson County, Clay County, like I said, KACD, SARE, and then Kansas Soil Health Alliance. I sit on the Ottawa County Conservation Board, and my goal was to get the producers educated, and hopefully we can keep on doing that and get more producers there next time. Maybe we'll do it a slightly different time of year. I don't know. We'll see. The planning process for next year, for the next one, is already going through my head. It already will be beginning here shortly in earnest. I did not, as you've seen, I did not get a whole lot of content. I got videos, but we may or may not be having a YouTube channel getting put together. Shannon took lots of video, so we'll see what we do with all that, and hopefully we can get it up, and I will definitely share that when we do. Let you guys take a look at that, and we'll go from there. Keep the good word, keep spreading the gospel on soil health and improving the resource. So I'll say thank you again to all of you that made it possible, and thank you, Jay and Candy, for all you do and for coming out and teaching and getting us learned to write. So hit that like button, guys. Leave a question, leave a comment as always. Thanks for watching.